Yo, yo, yo! GenZFanatics here. Week 4, Sunday predictions. We are a month into football season.
It's going by too fast.
Right? Football's,
Too
it's like,
fast.
what? Week 4? It's like, I can't wait for the next game, but also it's like, damn. It's been 4 weeks, bro. Like, so, for all those people where football is taking over your life, quit that shit, but keep doing that shit. Be productive, alright? And live every day to its fullest. I love football. Alright, y'all. So, we're going to be giving you our score predictions today. 1 o'clock games. 1 o'clock games. 4, 4, 8, and 8. We'll be doing that Sunday night football game together at 8 o'clock. Seb, kick us off with the early slate.
For the 1 o'clock games, but this game is at 9:30 a.m. Y'all better be up early. Football starting early.
I like that.
It is from sunrise to sundown this time.
Before you even get the eye boogers out your eyes.
Jaguars versus Falcons, 9:30 a.m. in London, baby. I love it. So, I got the Jags winning this one 20-31. Calvin Ridley's revenge game. As you guys will see on our Game of the Week episode, Christian brings this up. He will have a revenge game. Jags were embarrassed last week by the Texans at home. Purely washed. Embarrassed. They will bounce back and kill the Falcons with Ridley breaking out. Jags need to wake up before it is too late. They are stumbling, and they are stumbling fast, and it's not looking good. They need to catch up before the Chiefs pull away in the AFC. It is important that they catch up and get back to that AFC championship game. So, Jags win this one 20-31.
I think the Colts are 2-1.
Yeah. Texans 1-2. Man, if the Jags keep playing around, that division is not going to be as easy as we thought it was going to be.
No.
So, Jags got to wake up 20-31. Now to my Ravens and Browns game. Lamar has been disappointing me this year. The Ravens have looked really crappy this year, but the Browns, I think, are due for a loss again, and it is in Cleveland, so I'm going to take the Ravens over the Browns, 24-19. Ravens need to win. They need to win this division game so they can go up 2-0 on division opponents. That is important when it comes down to it at the end of the season. They are 1-1 overall on their overall record, but last week they were stunned by the Colts. The Colts came in there and said, you guys are not going to beat us.
They're not going to be pushovers.
Exactly. And the Colts stomped on them in their home field, and they lost in overtime. So, Lamar did not seem happy. Everyone is waiting for his breakthrough game, which has not come yet. He struggled this year. I don't know why. I don't get it. He got paid his cash. He's an MVP quarterback, and he's struggling in the first 3 games of the year. It's crazy to me. So everyone is waiting for it, and I think Cleveland, he should do that. In Cleveland, he should definitely do that. Ravens are plus 165 on the money line, and Lamar is 6-3 versus the Browns. So
Ravens underdog.
Yep, Ravens are the underdog, and last week a lot of the underdogs won.
Where's the game at?
In Cleveland.
Oh.
So I know it's a bold pick. Now to my next pick. This one I was teetering. Or how do you say it? Teetering between Bucks and the Saints. Bucks lose this game. Saints win 21-28.
Finally!
I
got a feeling the Bucks are going to win. I got you feel that in the air? Bucks going to win. No, they not. The Eagles kicked the crap out of them.
The reason why I thought the Bucks were winning because I forgot Alvin Kamara is coming back. Derek Carr is questionable, but with Kamara coming back, Jameis Winston, baby, his revenge game. I'm a Jameis fan, if you guys don't know this already. Bucks defense is hurt. Devin White and Carlton Davis are both going to be out for this game. Saints defense is very strong this year, and they are legit. And I see it being a back and forth, but both teams needing a bounce back with the Saints losing last week, going up 18-0, and they lost to the Packers. Yeah. They need a bounce back. Yeah. And the Bucks also being embarrassed at home, they also would need a bounce back. But Saints flex on them, and yeah, they prevail. So Saints win 21-28
In New Orleans?
in New Orleans.
Okay.
It is in New Orleans. That's also why I picked them in the dome. So
I would love to see Jameis, though, back at Tampa. That would have been good to see.
Jameis going back to
Tampa.
Bucs.
Like in Tampa.
There's
like
not
the game
that
being in Tampa.
Oh yeah.
That would have been great to see.
Yeah, that happened last year, but he was hurt. So. All right, for my next 1 o'clock game, Dolphins versus the Bills. Both these teams are strong this year. The Dolphins are 3-0, but last week they scored 70 points. They're kind of feeling themselves. I'm gonna have them losing this game. Bills win this one 20-30. Miami is due for a loss right now,
and they scored 20 points.
Yeah.
Wow.
21 points.
Okay.
The Bills are due for a loss because, bro, they exposed all of their offensive techniques last week in their 70
they put up 70 without Waddle.
I know, but I just listen.
Okay. This is your pick.
So, and going into Buffalo is tough. It is ugly playing there. The Bills haven't seemed like the team that they were last year, but they have been playing good on defense as of late. Miami, as I said, is feeling themselves after that 70 points. They feel like no one could stop them. The Bills have time to make adjustments to this. They're not putting up near 70 points ever again, I don't think. But as I said, I think they get caught off guard and end up losing to the division rival. And like I said, Miami's 3-0. It's too good to be true for them. The Bills are going to knock them on their skull. Bills win 20-30. Now, this is what I call the trash can game. I can't believe I picked this up for me. But Broncos versus the Bears.
Oh my god, I know, bro.
Both teams suck. Like, terrible. Hey man, Broncos ain't going 12-5, homie. I'm sorry. But Bears are worse with having absolutely no defense. Broncos were embarrassed last week to the Dolphins, losing 70-20. I wouldn't want to play a game after that. I really would just not want to go to practice the next day.
I ain't getting on the plane.
I'm
staying in Miami and partying.
Yeah.
Live.
Yeah. I think they come back and give the Bears a pounding off that embarrassing loss. Sean Payton doesn't lose to the Bears. He will not lose to the Bears. Justin Fields is not that guy. He's not. He sucks. He's terrible. C.J. Stroud is better than him when you come to Ohio State quarterbacks. C.J. Stroud is now the leader for the Ohio State quarterback candidates.
Not a big feat, but yes.
This trash can game, I'm not going to watch this game. I'm not even going to have this game on my Sunday ticket. I don't have any fancy players in this. I don't care about this game. Both teams are horrible. Broncos win though. And I'm going to pass it off to EJ for his 1 o'clock slate
I
games.
have DJ Moore on my fantasy team, and I've been trying to trade him every week.
No one wants him.
Hey, he scored over 12 points in back-to-back weeks. All right, guys. So get him off my hands. He'll give you 12 points, at least. All right, y'all. Rams versus Colts. This was a tough one. But the Colts are playing with fire right now.
Yeah, they're really nice right now.
After a road overtime win against the Ravens, the Rams are on the road again, okay? After already playing in Cincinnati. So it's a short week. They were in Cincinnati on Monday. Then they got to fly to LA and practice, and then they got to go back to Indianapolis on Sunday. That's kind of hard. You got to remember, these people are human too. Okay? And Anthony Richardson, like I said, is clearing concussion protocol. He's back at practice. I think 100% he will play and give some juice to his team. I think this team likes playing with Anthony Richardson.
They have a ton of heart, too.
Yeah,
they got a ton of heart.
They give him. He's a good leader.
Really
it's like Jalen Hurts. He's a good. The team rallies around Anthony Richardson. Another thing is the Colts defense matches up well against the Rams. LA gets a lot of their production from the wide receivers in the slot.
Yep.
And in motion.
Yeah, I've been coming on to that too.
Yeah. And the Colts are very, very good against the slot, as they have a very good slot defender in Moore. Also, the Rams are dealing with injuries that they suffered on the O-line against the Bengals, as Stafford got sacked 6 times last week. I think DeForest Buckner is going to have a pretty good game against the Colts, and the Colts have a pretty good D-line, and that injured O-line for the Rams is going to cause the Rams trouble. Colts win 24-21. On to my next game. Vikings-Panthers. And I got the Vikings winning 31-27. The Vikings have lost every game by a single possession.
Yeah.
7 points or less.
Yeah.
So they've been in every single game. The Eagles game, they were losing the whole time. All right? And the Eagles kind of had control, but they came back a little bit, and they were in the game. But this is the big thing. They have been shooting themselves in the foot. They have 7 fumbles this year. They had 8 last year.
I thought they had 8 already.
They might have hit 8, but I know they hit 7 on Sunday. Maybe they fumbled again. No, they have 7. I looked into it. They have 7 this year, and they had 8 last year. They have 9 total turnovers this year. So Kirk is kind of taking care of the ball, but he has fumbled a good amount. Only 2 interceptions, but 9 total turnovers. I think they cleaned that up a little bit against the Panthers.
Yep.
Panthers linebacker Frank Louvu got hurt. Also, they have a very nice matchup as the Panthers defense allow 27 points per game, and the Vikings have scored over 20 points per game in every single game. They have not scored less than 20 points.
So that's perfect even right
Exactly.
there. That's all right.
I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. Like I said, Vikings win 31-27. Bengals-Titans. This one is tough. The Bengals are coming into Tennessee. They finally got their first win of the season against the Rams. They got revenge for that Super Bowl loss. Definitely not. And that's another thing that made it so tough. If he was 100%, I'd be like, okay, Bengals win. But this is why it's tough. Both teams do things well that the other team's defense are not good at defending at.
Yep.
Bengals are 30th against the run, allowing 150 rush yards a game. We all know what the Titans want to do. Run the ball with Derrick Henry. So with the Bengals being the 30th ranked rushing defense, that doesn't match up too well. Then the Titans, we all know what the Bengals want to do. They want to throw the ball and play in space. Are 28th against the pass,
Jesus.
allowing 275 yards a game. So both offenses have good matchups. Might want to target that in fantasy. What ultimately made me go with the Bengals is that I looked at the matchups their first 3 games, and they were against the Browns, which was in the rain, and the Ravens. Both are heavy run teams with mobile quarterbacks. So it might have inflated those rushing yards allowed stats. Might have inflated that a little bit because they played run-heavy teams with mobile quarterbacks. But I looked at the Titans matchups. They played the Saints, Chargers, and Browns. Okay? The Chargers are the only team with a really good passing attack there.
Yeah.
The Browns are getting there. They're not there right now, though. And the Saints, they're decent. Okay? They're also getting there. That's 2 new quarterbacks. So it's not like the Bengals when they played Ravens and Browns who want to run the ball with mobile quarterbacks.
The Chargers also lost Mike Williams, so that's going to slow
Yes.
up their passing game a little bit.
100%. So, Bengals win on Tennessee turf 21-19. Texas Steelers, another tough one. There's a lot of tough games this slate.
You telling me?
It's crazy, bro.
was...
It was like, wow. But I have the Texans winning this game, believe it or not. Okay, I got the Steelers losing.
I agree.
The Steelers' flight, okay, got jacked up. They landed somewhere where they weren't supposed to, okay, at 5:30 in the morning on Monday. They left their flight at 11 p.m. from Vegas and ended up, I forgot what state it was, but it wasn't Pittsburgh. Okay, so on Monday morning, they were not in Pittsburgh.
Where'd you get this stat from?
I saw it on Facebook. That, like, they're like, the Steelers are not at home. It was a reporter, yeah. They're like, their flight got derailed, which I can't believe as a professional NFL team, which is just insane to me. It was tough, though, because Stroud got pressured on 42% of dropbacks last week, okay? TJ Watt has 6 sacks. So that is going to definitely play a role. I think it's a close game, but also the Texans have been throwing the ball pretty well, and the Steelers can't defend the pass. Devontae Adams went nuts.
Oh, they can't.
Brock Purdy went nuts, and the Browns were able to air the ball out pretty good. So I got the Texans winning this game 27-24 Texans. And it's also in Texas. All right.
Now to the 4
p.m.
p.m. games. I have 2. He's going to have 1 because he did have the game of the week this week, which I did not participate in, and I'm not going to give my prediction on that because I don't want to piss
win. You know
piss off EJ or Christian, so I'm just going to keep it to myself. I will show my pick'em sheet instead. But now to the 4 p.m. games.
If you want to win money, it says Philadelphia. It doesn't say Washington.
We'll see.
Oh
We'll see.
God.
We'll see. But 4 p.m. first game, I'm going to bring up Raiders versus the Chargers. Chargers win this one 25-18. I don't think it's such a blowout. Despite Mike Williams suffering a torn ACL, Eckler is questionable to come back in this game. He did practice yesterday. Herbert is better than Jimmy G. And Chargers offense is too explosive to contain. Raiders haven't really been too explosive other than Devontae Adams. And I just think with this game, Chargers have their flow going and they pull it out. Now, here's another thing to point out. The Raiders could not contain the Pittsburgh offense. Pittsburgh offense is way worse than this Chargers offense is. This Chargers offense is explosive. Every game that they play, pure shootout. Pure shootout. Easy. Right? I don't think they've scored less than 22 points this year.
No, they definitely have not. Less than 20
So I just think the Raiders are not that strong this year. Definitely not that strong on defense, other than Max Crosby. I love that man.
Yes.
But I just don't think the Raiders have it in them to be an explosive offensive team like the Chargers. But it will be close game because why not? I mean, that's what the Chargers do. They have close games every single game. And so going to my next game, Cardinals versus 49ers. This one was easy for me. This is the easiest game out of all these games for me. 49ers win this one 31-17. Cardinals' magical run ends, and like EJ likes to put it, it is the beginning of the end for them.
It is the beginning of the end.
And 49ers are too strong, and they don't have Dak Prescott, which is important. So they should be just fine with this game, especially at home. And they will
have Dak Prescott.
The 49ers. It was supposed to be a joke, like the Cardinals had to go up against Dak Prescott, which is a fair matchup. And then Brock Purdy's not Dak Prescott. Exactly. Brock Purdy's way better than Dak Prescott.
It took me a second, but the bell rung.
So 49ers have a better passing game than the Cowboys do, and they have a better quarterback. The Cardinals are surprisingly good on defense. They're not going to be able to stop this explosive 49ers team, and they will kill the Cardinals. No way that they're going to lose this game, and they're not stopping San Francisco in any element, and that defense is going to have a feast. So, looking forward to that game. I'll go to EJ now with his 4 o'clock game, and I already know he's going to disappoint me on this one. So,
you set me up for disappointment on this one.
I didn't want to pick the Pats because every episode so far I've been picking the Pats, and I'm just like, I feel like it's like
you had no problems doing against the Bucks, but okay. You said you feel like it's bad luck. You're 1-0 right now. Well, you're on a 1-game winning streak. You're not 1-0. You're 1-2. But it's okay. I'm on the right side of 3-0. But it's going to get rough later in the season, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a rough schedule for the Eagles.
Yeah.
But it's a good thing we're winning. All right. So, like I said, Seb set me up here. And I don't like saying this, but I got the Cowboys winning this game 27-21. I wouldn't be surprised if it's not even this high scoring. Okay, but actually, I'm going to switch that up. I got the Cowboys winning 17-24. I say they both get to 17, and then the Cowboys kick 2 field goals. So the Cowboys win 24-17. The Patriots defense is very good.
That doesn't add up. They would have 23 if they kick
23
2
then.
field goals.
I apologize. Math. Not my... I didn't go to college. All right, he's in college. That's why we make a good team, man. Math, baby. Yes, sir. All right, so Cowboys win 23-17. The Patriots defense is very good. All right, the Cowboys will struggle, but Raheem Mostert did have over 100 yards against you guys.
Yeah.
All right, and I thought Gainwell had a pretty successful game in the rain. So I think it comes down to the run game. If the Cowboys are smart, they get behind Pollard. Cowboys are at home, and last year they didn't lose back-to-back games. So I think the Cowboys bounce back and win this game. I don't want it to happen. I really do want y'all to win, and I'm rooting for y'all. I'd rather the Cowboys lose than me be right, if I'm being completely honest here. So if there's a game I'm going to get wrong,
now, did you see the Brees Hall stat last week and
he did
the
horrible.
Dalvin Cook
And
stat?
I understand that,
So
but that's the Jets.
That was
offense.
in the rain, too.
But it's the Jets.
Yeah, I know.
The Jets are... The Jets are outliers.
Listen,
I'm
scared of this game, too. I'm not going to lie to you. I am scared.
But y'all can win this game.
We could definitely win this game.
The Patriots will have an opportunity to win this game.
We've had an opportunity to win every game so far. Literally, it came down to the last drive. Every single game. Do you know I almost had a heart attack against the Jets game? Bro, I was... that Hail Mary, Cobb, almost catching it, bro. I was like, no way this is happening. Because if they would have scored that, the game would have been over.
Got
the Jets
tipped backwards.
Yeah. Oh my
I was
god.
like, oh my
god.
goodness.
So yeah. I just hope we don't lose to the Cowboys because I'm gonna hear it in the chat.
That might be game. That's probably America's game of the week.
Yeah. Am I coming over for this
if you
game?
like?
I need some emotional support, man.
You.
I need some emotional support.
All day. Cowboys. Cowboys. Dak Prescott. He's so... God, that fucktooth mofo. I hate him. Dakota Rain Prescott. What type of name is that, bro? You were just born to...
All right. Going on to our Sunday night football game. Chiefs versus the Jets. I can't think of a more lopsided game than this game.
I'm not staying up for this one.
I'm not. I'm going to watch the first quarter for my props to hit because they're all going to hit in that. And then I'm going to turn it off and go to bed. I'm not staying up for this game. The last Sunday night games after the Patriots and the Lions, Dolphins game have been crap. And I'm not staying up for this game. So, like I said, Chiefs win this one 30-17. The last few primetime games have been low scoring and terrible. And Jets offense is terrible. Zach Wilson, worst quarterback in the league. He is purely awful. He got booed off his own field last week. Booed, straight up booed, and someone even told him these tickets ain't cheap. So, his team was getting into fights on the sideline because of him, not with him, because of him. What does that tell you? Okay, Jets offense can't keep up with this Chiefs offense. There's no way they keep up with them. Chiefs get this one, 30-17. That's all I'm gonna say.
I like it. Yeah, there's not much to say. I agree it's going to be low scoring because when it's over a 10-point or 9.5-point underdog, it usually goes that way, and the spread is 9.5 in the Chiefs' favor. Might even go more than that as the game gets closer. So I got the Chiefs winning 34-7, and it goes under the 41.5 total. It's 40, and it hits exactly at 41, so people may be sweating that, and there's nothing else I can really say. Maybe... Mahomes gets too comfortable and throws a pick because the Jets defense is
actually pretty good.
It's really good. It's actually very good. The Jets defense is extremely good.
It is. I'll give them that prop.
But they're going to end up losing that game because the Jets defense is going to be on the field the whole time. So it may be close for the first half, and then eventually they'll run away with it. 34-7. Wouldn't be surprised if it's 34-3.
All right, well, since EJ last week did not participate in the Monday score predictions, I went a total of 10-3 for my score predictions last week.
750 win percentage.
Since last week EJ did not participate, I did not win last week, so the record still stands at 2-0. So we'll see how we do in this week since we have equal games. I equaled it out because he has the game of the week, and I gave myself an extra game. So we'll see how we do, and let's see if EJ could get on the scoring sheet. We'll see y'all on the next one.
Peace.